we go. Okay, so now we're recording, and I'm going to upload the recording as a YouTube video on edsclubs.com. I've started a separate area there. David So, who's online right now, David did a really great presentation last Wednesday on mortgage financing during COVID. Also, he's got some pretty good information. I think a lot of us know about the July problem. The pre-qualification is going to get a little more strict when that happens. So anyways, we'll figure that out, okay? Now, things are changing. I just heard this morning on the news, Starbucks is going to close a few hundred stores because they're going with on-the-go stores. Isn't that interesting? They're finding it so popular. People pay Starbucks now, they're lined up outside to pick up a cup of coffee. So things are changing a lot, fairly drastically. I'm just really surprised at it. But they're going to drop over 200 stores apparently and try on-the-go stores where you phone ahead, pick up your coffee and go. Anyways, so today, with the newsletter, and there's been a lot of interest in the newsletter that I do. And I do it, I've always done it every month. And I've done it for years and years, back to the days when printers were dot matrix, and zip, 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 zip. I did it even then. But it's so cool how you can do it today. But here's a problem I found is that other companies, such as Exact Contact, I'm not saying anything, the database is fine, but the newsletters, your client that you send that newsletter to might be getting that same newsletter from 1, 2, or 3 other agents you don't know. That's why I didn't want to go along with something like that. I wanted to do my own with my own stories. I wanted to do it as quick as possible and with the least inconvenience. Sounds like I'm listing a house, doesn't it? Anyways, so that's what I've managed to do, and it works out well. It's working so well for me that I just started doing it twice a month. I used to get it out just before the first of the month every month, but I found that I wanted to wait for the Toronto Real Estate Board statistics to come out, which is what you might want to do at your board. And when those statistics come out, then I could do a newsletter within 45 minutes and send it out to all my clients as an email copy. I also do a hard copy, and if there's enough time at the end, I'm going to give you a little overview of the hard copy also. I do a hard copy because I deal with a lot of seniors, and a certain number of them still do like to have a hard copy instead of an electronic copy. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Oh, I want to say another thing too. I keep Ed's Club, my new hobby, as non-branded as possible. And I just want to read this because I wrote this out so it's real clear to you. However, in this session, I'll be using KV Core. That's our CRM with my company, as that is what I get from my company, which will allow me to show some of my company branding, and I can't help that. Okay, so understand, I'm with eXp Realty, and some of the stuff's going to show up because it's part of my database, and which nothing I can do. Okay, I'm just going to share the screen right now. Hold on a second. And I think I'll show desktop number 2. There, okay, looks good. Okay, so where are my newsletters? Well, you should be seeing my directory. I hope you're seeing that with iCloud Drive, and then going into Realty Post, which is my newsletter. And here's newsletters that I've done most recently. So I'm hoping you're all seeing that okay. And here's the one that I did. This went out the 5th day of June. So I'm sending it as soon as I get the results for the last month in from the board. And these are the pictures, stories, pictures, stories, pictures, stories. And I get all that information from News Canada. Now, I know some of the agents here are from the US. I'm pretty sure at least they said they were going to register on. A lot of the News Canada stories work just as well in the USA. However, if you do some Google searches, I'm sure you'll find some free copyright stories that you can also use there. So where do I get these stories? I get them from News Canada. And I go www.newscanada.com. And when you do, this is what you're going to see. And here's the login screen. There's a menu. You can search for a story. You can go to articles. If you were in radio, you can do a podcast there. And there's digital content. I don't use the digital content because digital content is all videos. And with these videos, at the end, it's going to take them right to News Canada, and they see all the stories there anyway. So I didn't want to do that. I don't, of course, do audio. I don't have a blog, but something to consider. So all my stories are here in articles. So in the articles here, and if you go to newscanada.com, you can pick up all your stories. They're copyright free. There's a couple of things you have to do, and I'll show that to you. But let's say I want June and I want July issues. I've got 2 items selected. Let's go down to the next field. Okay, I deal a lot with seniors, so I want 55 and over. And another one I always get is house and home. I don't want to come up with baking recipes for, how to make a pumpkin pie. I could care less. These are all stories that I find interesting. So give it a few seconds here, and it's doing a search. And they found it already. It's fast today. Okay, so here's the stories: connecting seniors, scams exploiting fears and isolation, save wisely by getting informed, 5 tips for health, 3 retirees can earn excellent, boomers, your community benefits. So there's all kinds of stories down here. Moving, protect your new home from these hidden threats. Home improvements, from value to fun, updating, doing a renovation. So all kinds of great stories for house and home. So how do I do that? I'm going to let's go grab the first one here. I'm going to click on the plus here, put it into the shopping cart. So add it to the shopping cart. Let's go up here. This looks like a good story. I can click on the story. When I go in, here's the story. Looks interesting, okay? Now you have to watch, because some of them say this story is only applicable in Ontario. So watch the bottom on these stories just in case, okay? And then there's one picture comes with that story. Looks like a good one. I'm going to add it to the cart. Okay, so let's go. So up here I have 2 articles in my shopping cart. I can close this window. I'll go back to News Canada here. And we'll go down a little bit more. And I'll grab that story here from Home Renos, okay? We'll have a look at it. On the bottom here, it's applicable to everywhere. This is put out by Bel Air Direct. These are companies that are putting stories about their stuff, you could say. From the value to fun, tips on your next home rental. I like that one. I'm going to add that to the cart. I'll just add the 3 for now so that we don't waste a lot of time. But I think you get the idea here on how to add your stories for your newsletter, and you didn't have to write a thing, okay? Also, I sometimes throw in RICO stories from the Real Estate Council of Ontario. So when I'm finished, I'm going to go to the cart, excuse me, and I'm going to put in my email and station or outlet. I put the Realty Post because that's my newsletter. I call it the Realty Post. Put my email in here. I won't bother. And then I'm going to download it. Okay, so rather than download it, I've already downloaded one for you to see. So that's how I bring my stories in. I pick the stories I want to use and I'm going to download them. So I'll just close that up. And I'm going to close up News Canada. Okay, get this down a little bit because there, get a little room at the top there. So now when I do it, I'm going to get, I created a folder here called Newsletter Demo. When I download it, this is what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a zip file. For those that don't know, that's simply a file that's compressed to save time on downloading. So to open that, I'm just going to double click on it. And there we go. There's my stories. I brought down 5 this morning to show you. So what's happening now is there is the picture and there is the story. Now, problem here is these pictures are enormous. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in here, but I want to get the pictures out of there. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. I'll grab those 2 things. I'm going to drag them out to here. This is going to be recorded, so you don't have to try and remember this, okay? I want to get all of these out of the zip folder here into my regular folder. So I grab every one of them and pull them out here. And this one here has 2 pictures. And I created that on purpose because I wanted to show you when we bring 2 pictures in, how we handle that. Now, our issue now is this. When we look at these stories, they're gargantuous. This picture is 2 megabytes, okay? And the pixels, 2100 by 1402, and it's 300 by 300 resolution. What that means is it's going to take up an awful lot of space when you're uploading it. And it might take a long time for someone downloading it also that may not have a really high-speed connection. So I'm going to open all the pictures now. On the Macintosh, I'm going to hold down the Command key. If you're on a Windows computer, you would hold down the Control key. And I'm going to select all the JPEG pictures. And I'm going to hit Command O and open up those pictures. Okay, and bring them over here. So there's all my pictures, but they're enormous, as I said. So I'm going to select them all. So now you see they're all selected, every picture, and I'm going to go into Tools. You'll find this on both Mac and Windows. You can adjust sizes of things. So I'm going to adjust the size, and I'm going to go with 600 pixels wide. That's the width of my newsletter. And the height I'm not going to change, but I'll let it resize it proportionately with that lock. The reason I'm not going to do it is because I could distort a picture. So scale proportionately, resample, go ahead with that, okay? And when we do that, now here I'm going to change this too. I'm going to change it to 72 from 300. 72 is your normal screen resolution, 72 dot pixels. However, you could leave it at 100 because quality is getting better, but 300 is far too high, so you'd be wasting space again. So let's go ahead because I have them all selected, so they're all going to be resized now. And there we go. It's a little blurry, and it's blurry because it's still in the process of being done. But it's a nice clear picture, a little better size, and easier to work with when you're uploading, okay? So now I'm going to save them all. I think I should have selected all just in case it doesn't save them all. Save all those pictures, and I am done with the pictures. Okay, so there's all my stuff. The reason you're seeing a little cloud is because it's uploading. They're all uploaded. Now the original zip and the original folder I don't need anymore. So to make life a little easier, I'm going to throw them in the trash because this is all my documents up here now that I need, okay? Okay, pull that down a little bit there. So there's my stories. Now I frequently go ahead and renumber them, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just leave it this way rather than put you through the boredom of watching me do that, okay? So now I'm going to put those stories into my newsletter. And this is where I have to open something called KV Core. This is our company newsletter. And again, you're going to see some branding and there's nothing I can do about it. That's life. That's what comes. See, because this piece of software, we get it with our company. And it's for those that are using Agent Locator, it's the same thing. Actually, it's actually Agent Locator on steroids, I say. So in here, I have dashboard, my contacts are here, IDX listings are all here, and so forth. But I want to go into, for those that are with my company, by the way, go into Marketing Autopilot. Now, if you have your own database, you can use MailChimp, MailerLite. All Clients is another one that does it very similar. I think you can do it with Top Producer. So you can do it with all kinds of other ones, okay? A lot of agents use MailChimp, which would do the same thing as what I'm going to do now, okay? So the big secret of this whole thing is getting the stories from News Canada. So now in here, I'm going to go on Start a Campaign. When I do that, for those that have this software, just so you're aware, in this area here, you're going to see all the campaigns that you might have. A new lead comes in and so forth, and all the touches that they get in that campaign. What we want to do is here, we're going to go up to templates. Okay, now we're going back with what everybody else would do. In the templates, my newsletter is called the Realty Post. So I'm going to type in here, Realty Post. And when I do, these are my Realty Posts. I delete them after a while because they're redundant as they get older. But I have templates down here, okay? Now here's one here. I'm going to open it up. And again, there's nothing I can do about the branding. It's there. Okay, so here's a template where I can start adding pictures, text, and so forth. And all I do is duplicate these templates, excuse me, and then I can create my newsletter from the template. So I've already done one up here that is called Ed's Realty Post Ed's Club Demo. So let's open up that one. Okay. And this is the one that I'm going to work on today, where I have not put a header into it or anything, but I do have a lot of stuff that is there, and I'm going to do a little demo on how that works. If you're using All Clients, or if you're into the by referral only, and you're using their software, this is identical, absolutely identical. I think it's a software company that provides this to these CRMs, probably for a price, okay? So let me show you what last month's, the one I sent out on June the 5th was, so that you can see what we can do with this. This is a finished product. And it looks like this. When you're working on it, you can send a test to yourself, and I'm sure you can do that in all of them. This is the one that I actually sent out. I'll just pull it up here. This is a preview of it. And what I did here, we have had something added. You can put a video in here, okay? This is a BombBomb video. We migrate with BombBomb in EXP. So here, I can click on that, and I'm automatically going to go into a movie where I took. I put in average prices and all that, and sent this out to all my clients as part of my electronic newsletter. Okay, just going to close that up and go back here. I'll cancel that. So just so you see what you can add into this thing. So let's get back down to the Ed's Clubs demo here, and let's do that newsletter. So I'm going to move my window over a little bit here. And here, for instance, is where we want to put our banner. So let's go into Ed's Clubs, and I have a banner here. Okay, so I'm going to drag that over. Drag that over like so. Now, if this happens, and it happens sometimes with software, that we may have to restart. Yeah, I'm going to have to restart the software. It does that sometimes where it won't accept it. If you tried it 2 or 3 times, it didn't bring it in, don't get frustrated, just go back and start again, okay? So let's go into my CRM again, and it should on this time. So it's going to be Marketing Autopilot. And we'll go back into here again. And we're going to templates. I'm sorry about this, but I was hoping it wouldn't happen. It does happen. No, pardon me. It does happen periodically. And so we actually got the time that it did, which is unfortunate. Hopefully closing and restarting will correct it. So here we have a header going in. But before I do that, I'm going to show you this. These are the rows. So I have all kinds of different things I can pull in to put these rows in. I'm going to pull a row in right below that. And then in that row, I'm going to select content, and I can drag text, an image, a video, whatever I want. I'm going to bring in an image. Okay, and that image will be this header. Okay, so that's how you bring in a header from your computer. This one here, I could actually, if you had one already online, you could go into the existing ones and pull one out. I usually just drag another one in. So anyways, that's how you pull that in. Then here's another line here. This is another row that I pulled in here to put my name in. And then in here, this is a row that I used here with 2 buttons. So I can select 2 things. I put in, click here to go to my web page, click here to go to to send me an email. And then another row down here, which allows me to add social media, which is this one here, and you can add all your social media and any other links that you want. Also, this is my team, I call it, Seniors GTA Specialist Team. And there's me, a lawyer, and a financial advisor. I have them in all my newsletters, and I get referrals from them, and I give them referrals, and it works out really well. And now we go into the stories. So here's the first story, which is Title 1. So let's go back here. Let's go back here to my Realty post, and I'm going to go into the newsletter demo we just did, and I'm going to grab the first picture. And I'm going to grab that picture and put it right into there. Okay. There we go. So now that's a full-size picture. Up here, I can resize it if I wanted to. I'll turn off auto width. If I wanted to make it smaller, I can make it smaller, or I can fill the whole screen, which I'm going to do. So there's my picture. So let's go to the text here. Here's the text on that picture. And I'm going to grab all of that. And I'm going to go in below here. Hold on a second. And I'm going to click all and paste that in. There's my story. Here's the header, which is the first row. I'm going to cut that out, Command X on Mac, Control X on Windows. Okay, and then I'm going to paste that in here. Now, when you paste it in the header above, paste it in the middle of your title. That way it'll retain the font size. Otherwise, you'll be making new font size. So there's the title to this story. And down here, I'm going to hit the delete key to bring it up one. And it doesn't do paragraphs well, so I have to go in here. And what about a home warranty? Other stories here. So you have to go through and massage the data, okay? And now, attention editors. This content is reserved for in Ontario. So if you're in Quebec or Alberta or anywhere in Canada or in the States, don't use that. Don't use this story, okay? Now at the bottom down here, this is where you get all the copyright stuff that you have to do. You take that out. Now, again, this will be all recorded, so you won't forget if you want to go through the recording. Now, at the very top here, you have brackets with an NC inside. That allows you to use this story. You have to leave that in there, which is fine. Nobody knows what it is anyways. But if they were to do a search on the internet and they found the bottom and they didn't, you know, so this lets them know that it was from Stories in News Canada. So that's how I bring the story in. Now, let's go, and there's another one down here I wanted to show in particular, and it's this one here that is 2 pictures, okay? So let's bring in the text first. Bear with me, I'm gonna grab all the text, copy, and this is story, I'll just bring in 2 stories. I think that's all we need, you'll get the idea. Select all, take it out, paste in the new story, and I'm going to just grab the first line, cut it out, hit delete to bring that up, and then I'm going to go in here. And remember, as I said, just stick, if you have the title bar already formatted, make sure you paste it in the middle so you don't lose the formatting. Otherwise, you just have to you just reformat it, but it's a bit of a pain. And then down here, I got to put in my returns where necessary. Okay, and down here, and then all the News Canada stuff, we'll take that up there. And then up top. Now, again, another thing too, by the way, depending on the age group that you're dealing with, you might find that the font's a bit small. Select all, and I usually do mine at 14 points. Makes it easier for them to read, okay? And then we have the top. Now here we have a bit of an issue because I have 2 pictures for this story of seniors, okay? And this has seniors worried about investment fraud. Important story. So the one picture here won't work. So let's go back to rows here and let's go down to one with 2 rows. And let's pull that in here. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of this one because we don't need it anymore. The most complicated part of this is deleting something, but eventually, there we go. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Also, I want to get rid of the row, and we're going to do that here. There we go. Okay, the row's gone. So now what I'm going to do now is put content in, and I'm going to drag in 1 picture there and 1 picture there. Okay, so you can bring in multiples. I can bring in up to 4 pictures on 1 row, which you might find useful in different things. So now here's my pictures. Bring in the first picture right there. And bring in the second picture right here. There we go. I'm going to do that 3 more times in this particular twice, which would be wasting your time. And then my newsletter is done. So I'm going to update the template. By the way, if you're using this software, make sure you save it regularly, because if you close it by mistake, you lost everything. So save it regularly. It will take you back to this screen, but that's okay. Just go in and open it up again and continue on from where you left off. So be very careful that you don't quit it early, okay? This one here, I wanted to get rid of this row here because we don't need it. I won't waste your time. It's a bit of a pain. Okay, so there's your stories. Now this one here, this was the 12-point font. I want to change that to 14 points. And for seniors too, especially if you have seniors, it just makes it easier to read, okay? Now I can preview that right here and see what my clients are going to see. Now see, I didn't type that top row out, but it doesn't really show. All righty, now the blue background, that there is a divider. And that divider, I simply colored it blue to match the corners, okay? That way the header is all wrapped in blue. So you design it the way that you want. All of these have a 10-point padding to keep them from running right into the blue. So you can select all that in the settings. These, of course, are centered. Now, this picture here, I might want to put some space around those pictures because they look a little bit too crowded together. So why don't I select this here, and you'll go in and play with all this, okay? And I'm going to create 5 points around each one. I'll do the same thing with this one. There, looks a little better now, and they're not bumped right into each other. And I can, if I need to, I can still run it to the edge because I can go more options, and then I can reduce the top, or I can make it more at the side, or whatever I want. I can select how much padding I want done on something. So let's say I'm done with that. I'm finished. I'm going to update the template, and I'm done. It's ready to send now, okay? And for those that have this software, I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to tap click on Marketing Autopilot, schedule an email, okay? And then up here, you're going to see how to send your email, okay? A lot of these are all emails that I've sent out. So what I'm going to do is schedule an email. Who am I going to send it to? Well, we have hashtags in ours. You may have categories and so forth. The ones I'm going to send it to are my newsletter email. Okay, and I'm going to select the template. I will select Realty Post, and I'm going to select Ed's Club Demo. Up it'll come. And there's my demo that we just did. I'm going to select the time. I want it to go at 12 o'clock today. And from there, I'm going to schedule it. Once I hit schedule, it's going to go into the out here, and it'll go out okay. Another funny thing I wanted to show you, I think I should show you this also about videos. I don't think this is written anywhere, but I can tell you this, and again, because it's recorded, you can always refer back to it. There's some things in videos that are a little tricky to understand, and I'm just going to show you. Let me get down here and get back into that one. Oh, here, I got to put in Realty Post. I forgot. Realty Ad. So Realty Post, Ed's Commerce Demo. In here, I'm sure you all know what it means to embed a video. Or not embed a video. Embedding a video in most of these programs is basically hopeless. It just doesn't work. So here's the trick. Let me show you, and this is on not just ours, this is on most ones. Let's put a row in here, and let's put a video here about last month's business or the last month's real estate market, where I want to do a video and put it in there. Videos are so important. Now, by the way, next week, I've got Michael Christa coming in and doing a demo on videos. And Michael's taught thousands across North America. Great guy. I know him well. And he's going to do a class for us next Wednesday, okay? I haven't posted it yet because if I put two on, it'll get confusing. So here we go. I'm going to drag a row in here. And in here, I can put in a video. If I put in a video here, I can put in a YouTube video or a Vimeo video. But I cannot put in an embedded video, meaning that it will play within the email, the application. So what it's going to do, what I do is I will frequently take a picture I want of it and I'll pop it in there, because there's some things that you just want to be able to do it differently and make it work well, and it won't work well otherwise. I can put in a different video let's take another one down here. I'll just delete that one. And let's put in here another video, but I'm going to put in a BombBomb video. So if you are a BombBomb user, and a lot of you are, then you can put a BombBomb video right in here. But again, when you open it, it's going to go to that video. So I always use Vimeo. The reason I use Vimeo is I have an account with them. It doesn't cost much, but it's worth it for me. Is that YouTube I don't like, because every time they go to YouTube, they see all the other Asian stuff in the right-hand corner. If you have a Vimeo account, you can block all that out easily and only your videos show up, which is what I like, okay? And the same thing here when you're using a BombBomb. Now, again, with us, BombBomb is now integrated right into TV Core. So I can select a video here. Now it goes to all my videos that I've taken, okay? And let's do this one here. So now I've got a video that's got a graphic event. You know, it's got a GIF file on the front of it with BombBomb. And if I click on play that, it's going to take me out of my email, but it will be in a new window. So my email will still be there, okay? And if I don't want to auto width that, I can change the auto width and pull it up so it covers the whole page. Alrighty, that's a video. I did that for Zan Moko the other day. Because guess what? I have a new halo light up there. And I was showing Zan, you can actually, my face was always dark on one side, and with the new halo light, it works better. So that shows you how all that works and how to send it out and do the whole thing. We've been 34 minutes, so you can see I can do the whole video in 45 minutes or less. That's the maximum. My whole newsletter, I should say. So I actually have to do it in maybe 30 minutes, to tell you the truth. So I can afford 1 hour a month. That's 1 hour a month to send 2 videos to an hour and a half max, to send 2 newsletters with videos every month to all my contacts. It's how I keep in touch with my people. I don't phone them. I don't want to phone them. I don't like phoning people anymore. I was an old Mike Ferry guy. I phoned thousands of people. I don't do it anymore. So anyways, that's how that works. There's one last thing I do want to show you, is that I also do a hard copy. I still believe in hard copy. It depends on who the person is. Not everybody does it, okay? But I want you to see the hard copy anyways. Hard copy is here, and it looks like so. Here's the one that went out. This went out same day as the other one, on the 5th day of June, because I had the data. And it looks like so. Okay, my header. Again, I've got 3 columns. This is done in Pages. If you're a Windows user, it's Microsoft Word. Apple's Pages will open up as a Word document, and I can save this as a Word document. But I save it as a PDF file, and I put it in an envelope, and we mail it out. So there's page 1, page 2. I'll just reduce this so you can see the whole page. Page 3, and then because I waited for Trip, and see, there's that same picture of the family. So these are all the same newsletter stories I didn't have to write. And then page 4, I saved for the latest results. The surprising results: market prices up 3%, seasonally adjusted up 4.6%, year over year, 53.1% on sales to listing ratio. So in other words, the market's pretty good, not bad at all. For those that are buying, there's a selection. For those that are selling, there's even multiple offers in some cases. So that's the hard copy that I would send out to all my clients that get a hard copy. Not a bit, it's less than 100 people that get the hard copy. But it is, I think it's important. I have some seniors that don't even have email at all, not even a computer. I have one senior I deal with a lot. She used to own 18 townhouses. We've sold 1 a year for the last 7 years, so we're down to 11. She finally got a cell phone. So that's rather interesting that someone, with that much property actually doesn't just finally bought a cell phone. I can text her, but she refuses to email. So she gets a hard copy, naturally. Anyways, what else can I tell you? Okay, I think that's about it. That's 40 minutes that I've been chatting away with you. I hope you got something out of it. News Canada, as long as you know about News Canada, you saw how to bring them into your computer. And if you're going to put them into an email, try and remember to reduce the size so that they're not enormous, okay? And they'll work with a MailChimp, as I said, or MailerLite, Top Producer, all clients. I loved all clients a lot. I really liked it. But you know, they give us this piece of software with the company, so I had 65 bucks a month. I said, forget it. It's not selling me anymore. I'll just go this way. But it's a really good piece of software. I like it a lot. Anyways, let's see. How about if we have any questions? I'm going to stop sharing the screen. Okay, chat. Oh, we got some chatting here. Let's see. Sorry, did not
Ed?
have KB Core, CRM, or software. How do we do that template? Well, if you're into all clients and so forth, they have the template in there. You can create the template right in there. Okay. And if you have MailChimp, again, the same thing. Just create your own right in there. Easy to do. What do you talk about in your videos? Oh gosh, that's a good question. I talk about what the last market was, what's the price of things, what's the average price, especially right now with COVID-19. What's happening is the market is, the sellers are still getting a good price for their homes. I just sold one over the list price. So I explained that to them. I don't give them the address, but I let them know what the prices were, how much more we got for it. David So, if you're looking for a mortgage broker, I think David's left now, but he does some great stuff, and he's got some stuff. Oh, there he is. Hi, David. David So, who did our class last week, his video is on edsclubs.com, and he's got some great information there that you could even use his video if you wanted to. You don't have to use your own video. So there's lots of stuff. Just, you know, the problem I have is as soon as I think of it, I should write it down because that's the only way I'm going to remember it, okay? Can you also make multiple? Oh yeah, of course you can. Yeah, make all the templates you want on Pages. Pages is a great piece of software. It's and it works with Microsoft Word. I have a lawyer sends me Word documents. I open them in Pages. I send them back to him in Word because he can't open Pages. Thanks so much, Ed. Well, that's wonderful. Thank you, Sylvia. I'm delighted. Thanks, Ed. I did miss the first 15. Sorry. Well, it's all been recorded.
Ed?
Stan?
Ed?
Yeah.
Did you mention that the BombBomb video program is part of KB Core?
Okay, no, I had, yes, it is. Here's what happened. I was paying $65 a month or $800 a year, whatever it was, US for BombBomb. But they just last week included it in KB Core for $30 a month.
For what?
$30 a month.
Okay, so that's extra on top of the, okay.
Well, we don't pay anything for KB Core. You have $30 a month, you get BombBomb instead of $65 a month. So I'm using BombBomb and KB Core because I can put myself down in the bottom of the screen in a little circle while I'm describing a graph. I really like the way it does that. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have kept it, but that made it worthwhile as far as I was concerned.
So basically you pay outside of our brokerage.
No, I don't know. I haven't been billed yet because my BombBomb is paid up till September.
Okay.
If you want it into your KB Core, you will be billed for it.
Okay.
Will this be available on recording? Yes, it will. And Lynn Mary Robinson. A nice last name, Mary. Robinson. This is a deal. That is a deal. Good. Yeah, it is for 30 bucks a month. There's nothing, and it's a great piece of software. You saw me in the newsletter there. Click on the video, and it went right into my BombBomb account, and saw all my videos in BombBomb, so I could bring them right into the newsletter. So I'll do a video, not necessarily while I'm in KB Core. I'll do the video anywhere else, save it, and then when I'm going to open up the newsletter, I can bring it into the newsletter. Okay? Any other questions? How long is your newsletter video? You know, short, minute and a half, 2 minutes, 3 max. Don't go any longer. Not like this video you're about to get, okay? Because I'm uploading these videos of the edsclubs.com to YouTube and not to Vimeo. I don't want to waste my space in Vimeo because I do pay for it, but YouTube is free. So, and I don't care who sees it up there. The more the merrier. So anyways, if you have any friends or other agents, this is totally free. This is my COVID-19 hobby, doing Eds Clubs, and I really enjoy doing it. So if you have other agents that would like to know more a little bit, considering next week we will have Michael Chrissa here. Let them know about edsclubs.com and to register. Go in and register at edsclubs.com. It's right on the front page. And by the way, Michael Chrissa has a great video, and it's going to be right on the front page of edclubs.com describing what he's going to do next week. Okay? I think we'll call it. Yep.
Ed, will you send us a link to the presentation next week, or,
Yes.
or do we go through the? Okay.
If you got on here today, you're in my CRM, you will get all the emails.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Mhm.
Thanks for coming, everybody. All the best.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Okay, bye-bye.